Hey, what's up? Today is Wednesday, the 25th of September. I've just completed my 25th flight. Another cross country out of the way. This time it was the Ian Fleming International, finally. But let's talk about it more on the drive home. All right, so there was finally a day of good weather in this week. We've kind of been struggling with that due to this low pressure system that was off to our west coast. In fact, it got so bad that it's actually a cyclone now, and I'm pretty sure it's headed towards Florida, if I remember correctly. But it's eased up now with the showers that we're getting, and we're finally able to get a day in. And not just that, but also a time of day for my slot where I was able to get to go to Boscobel or Ian Fleming International. Now, the flight itself, once again, there wasn't really any glaring issues. It was a standard cross-country flight. However, it was a big change up compared to going to Vernon Field. Of course, because going to Vernon Field and Kirkvine, that's really a straightforward one direction, and well, not really one direction being the issue, but the fact that it's just a lot of plains. It's a very flat area going towards Vernon Field. Same can be said for going towards Ian Fleming and subsequently going to Ken Jones as well. And that's because going to those two airports, we have to fly over Stony Hill, which is to the north of St. Andrew Parish. Now, flying over Stony Hill isn't really necessarily, the hardest thing to do. We just have to get to at least 2,000 feet, I believe. That's our clearance, 2,000 feet or higher. And the clouds were holding up, so that's why we were able to do that in the first place. Clearing the mountains was just one thing. We also have to deal with everything associated with flying near the mountains, specifically mountain wave turbulence. So that was, it's been a while since I've experienced it, so it was nice to finally get shaken up by the turbulence again. However, it wasn't really scary per se, just more of a nuisance in trying to make sure I'm doing everything according to standard. Now, since I'm getting close to check ride readiness, I've been making sure that I get in my special training, such as the short field and soft field takeoff and landing procedures. Now, this time we had a short field departure out of Vincent Pen, followed by a soft field landing back to Vincent Pen, and it was just a regular landing when we went to Ian Fleming. I'm getting used to the takeoffs at least, but the landings for sure, especially the soft field landing, will take a lot of getting used to. And that's really just because the soft field landing is very unique in the way you have to be adding power at that time and also keeping the back pressure on the yoke after touching down up until you exit the runway. So a lot of practice to put in on the simulator, that's for sure. But I know, God willing, I'm going to conquer it like I've been able to do everything else with the strength of God. Again, it's always nice to be able to see Jamaica's beauty and the countryside from above. And I feel like I'm going to really be able to appreciate that when we go to Ken Jones, which is going to be tomorrow's flight. And I know that for sure because I've already flown to Ken Jones before, and I know that the approach into Ken Jones is just something else. Just flying along the coast, having the blue waters to your left and the greenery of the Blue Mountains to your right. It's awesome. So I'm really looking forward to that flight tomorrow, and just all other flights in general, because that's probably one of the coolest things about flying, just being able to witness God's creations from that altitude, from that height above the ground. Now, I mentioned that everything in the flight was pretty much to standard. However, I need to work on my altitude control terribly. Like, I really need to work on it. It wasn't a 1,000-foot exceedance or anything like that, but it still showed that, I'm not properly trimming the aircraft. Fortunately, I was able to get a really good perspective on it. So I'm definitely going to be working on that in tomorrow's flight, especially since tomorrow's flight is really just 3/4 of today's flight plan, with just a little change at the end to take us to Ken Jones. I just need to make sure I get my assigned cruise power in, and then I need to make sure I'm setting the pitch I need to maintain level flight with the yoke first, and then I trim. I believe one of my biggest issues could be because I'm not trimming after setting the pitch with my yoke. It's because I'm trying to trim without already assigning the pitch with the yoke. So I have an incorrect assumption as to when I should feel that relief of control pressure. But what I need to remember to do is set the pitch I want with the yoke first, and then I can put in the trim. And that combined with the proper cruise power setting should keep me at level altitude. So I'm definitely going to be working on that tomorrow, as well as just practicing the soft and short field procedures on the simulator, because it's going to be on the check ride, and just, you know, you'll never know when you have to perform a takeoff or landing on any of those type of fields. So it's good practice. Other than that, there isn't much else to say. I'm really close to that next progress check, and God willing, I'm going to be even closer to that first solo cross country. So just stay tuned. That's it for today's flight. My name has been Robert Watson. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it this far, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel to learn more about becoming a pilot in Jamaica. If you have any comments, feedback, queries, let me know down below. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video. My name has been Robert Watson. I'll see you again very soon. And remember to always be improving. God bless.
Yeah. I only tell you the truth. I ain't got nothing to lose. Yeah, I gave my life to God and I'm still ballin'. Ain't nobody that can tell me I ain't all in. Late at night I hear the devil steady calling me. That's when I pray to the Father that he give me strength to fight these monsters.